on a hero that wasn't super popular at the time. I think it's one of his best heroes. Similarly, on the side of Wings, we have the Invoker for Blink, which is what they won ESL Manila with.
Well, can't wait to see it. It's time to get into the game as game number 2 of this TI6 Grand Final is underway. Digital Chaos 1 game up over the Chinese Wings as we will be bringing in an Iron Talon Sand King for the off lane and an Iron Talon Slaughter. They're doubling the talons on these two boys.
It's going to be tough for them to stay in lane. Yeah, double Iron Talon.
Yeah, they're actually
right off the bat.
They're actually doing this.
And DC have already placed a server ward on the high ground to make sure there aren't any Iron Talon shenanigans.
You wonder, like, do they come over and contest this as well? You can send an SD over. For now, like, you'd also be concerned about the SD rotations. What happens when he moves into mid lane? Setting Weehar up for some really good arrow combinations is an old classic combo. The SD Mirana together, you've even got the Ensnare from Misery, so multiple ways to enable resolution as well, like with static link combos, other ways. It's like DC just have everything as far as combos go. The Wings have a superior team fight.
I think Invoker's also one of the few heroes in mid that can actually stand up to the SD. Mirana, you want a hero with summons so that you can block the arrow without any of your supports having to rotate over there, but more so concerned about their Iron Talon.
Yeah, where do these guys go with that? Like, do you actually send one of them into the Radiant jungle?
The prize is mine.
Like, is that the way you start this off? Like, you're running double Iron Town, so you've
You mean Dire jungle?
Sorry, yeah, well, you could. Haven't seen a Radiant support invade the Dire jungle for farming in, well, since Ricky's, like, Enigma started to try and
I think only
dodge
Enigma
Ricky's.
can do that.
Yeah.
Maybe Doom too, actually.
Hey, you could always pick an Enigma. I don't think anyone here will be sad about that.
So Moo will start off in the off lane. They're just safe lane, tri lane.
Yeah, so nothing unusual from them and the dual off lane from Wings, so...
But, you know, if they're starting off Wings, they see that 3 heroes are up there, they expected the aggro.
Look at the quick rotations too. Moo walks all the way over, gets hit by the crush. Eyesight is Bone Strike. Shadow's on his way in while the Static Link up on the top lane, they're battling there. As Innocence makes a break for the tree line. It's Moo who's trying to escape on the bottom. He actually devoured a Centaur, got a 3-man stomp, and trying to reach back to his own tier 1 tower. It won't happen, however.
How is Innocence still alive on this top lane?
I do not know. He's had so much damage, stolen Misery. He hasn't even leveled an ability. Now he'll level up the Ensnare, but what help is there? It's only that one range creep, and he actually... He stopped him from attacking by putting the Fate's Edict on him.
Oh, they actually did not have enough damage and no vision inside those trees to finish off a solo Oracle after the Fates' Void happened.
I wish we could see that Moo player again on the bottom lane. That was superb from him. But now though, the top lane, a little bit more difficult. Misery has leveled up in Snare early on, so we can't harass out with Riptide.
They just don't have enough damage to follow up. They need a lot of right clicks after the Static Link drains enough damage, but no oob, no way to really slow them down.
So make the best of what you got. That's what the Sand King can do. Mr. Iron Talon, go wherever the hell he wants. He does have a level 1 Burrow Strike, so it's also not great for him, but he has hit level 2. So the options are there. Fade's deciding to go a little bit deeper into the Dire jungle. So, hey, you said it, like, is this that time when you send a Radiant hero into the Dire jungle and Fade's actually going to loop all the way around? It's like he's here to pull the creep wave down to get some experience that way. But he won't find it. He doesn't have an Observer Ward either, so there's no way to establish vision inside the DC jungle to safely farm.
Yeah, he had to play especially carefully. He had to use 2 stomps on the bottom lane, or 2 crushes on the bottom lane, and a TP.
Moo might be... Okay, he's fine. He's going to Fortune's End to slow him down. It's a level 2 time lock up for Shadow. But he'll need some serious RNG to get through that Doombringer.
And the Doom is also an excellent pick versus the...
they're going top lane. Ice locked up to start with. It's the Ensnare. They're still dealing a lot of damage. Now also, Ice, the Sentry Wards, both of them being dropped at the same time. Disruption is up here, but the 3-man cross from Faith Beyond. Ice, one more attack. There it is. The Shadow Demon Poison will reach it. Ensnare into the Slaughter 2. They can make it to 2 for it. They do. Digital chaos. They couldn't find the time to inflict the damage before, but this time they found it.
Maybe a little bit of nerves getting to Wings. They missed the burrow strike on that Naga Siren. Would have definitely helped him out a little bit there. And the Ensnare will take down 2. And Wings, they are not one to really give up on the off lane. And I'm a little surprised by that because they do have Iron Talons. But Iron Talons aren't terribly useful if you're sitting in the lane. You prefer to have Stouts, Salves, Mangoes, Fairy Fires, Sticks, pretty much anything else aside from that. I guess the armor helps him a decent bit, however.
Zuxa, scattered out, moving over. He starts with the poison, still got disruption available. Weehart, hard to hit that arrow, so he leaps over to try and hit the arrow. Maybe just a starfall. Bioshock finds eyes, dropping that SD low with a cold snap. It's Weehart who finds the first kill. The Sand King will get revenge, however, into the SD. We'll have to back away as Slaughter rotates over. The crush to Wee, but Ice has no interest in being involved in this.
Still suffering on the mana front. They're not really getting too much value out of the Iron Talons that are under way too much stress from all of these lanes under heavy fire from DC.
I'll take your tribute.
Easy bottle refresh for Wee, so he can go back up to full health, full mana. He does miss the bottom rune, however. Innocence made his way over for that.
Wonder what build Shadow's going to go for. We see him get Linken's first a lot on the safe lane Void, and I think it's definitely warranted here versus the Doom.
At the same time, a lot of Faces boys we've been seeing on the main stage have just picked up Vlads early on as well. Probably depends on when Wings feels like they can fight. We just need to create some more space for this Slaughter. Like, yeah, he's got boots and Iron Talon, but the dream is getting that early Blink Dagger right now. DC don't want to give him any level of space as they force into the tier 1 tower. Ice, showing a level 1 Burrow Strike. With the crush, they do get the distance. It's also only a level 1 static link, so Resolution not stealing that much damage. He's put more points into the AoE of that plasma field.
But now DC, they don't have any creeps to tank, so they're just gonna sit here. They have a very deep Observer Ward too, and the Wings look like they do not want to let this tower fall. Usually this tower is not that important, but this game a little bit more important because of the Iron Talon. They can't both utilize that south jungle. They need this large camp.
They're trying to go for a revenge on mid. That SK is wrapped all the way around the back lines. He has the Observe Ward on his hillside. It's going to time out in 8 seconds time, but it gave enough information that he's able to escape the gank as time locks move. Fortune's end again. Shadow needs another time lock to make this work. He'll get it. He may die in the tower, but Innocence, no, the heal is there. And Shadow barely survives. Also with a salve up his sleeve, can save Innocence the mana.
Whew, that was close. Nice Faith Edict coming up from Y. He definitely needed that tick of a heal to save him up there. And Wings, finally that Observer Ward is down on the side of DC, so Faith can safely jungle.
So this early on, haven't seen the Invoker really being tested that heavily. Like obviously he still got that one death early on, but like Wings, how's your timing looking? Are you going to get your double Blink Daggers up when you're feeling comfortable?
The thing is with the Invoker, they don't actually need too many items. They can easily set up with a Burrow Strike during nighttime. He has move speed built too with the Windlace or Chronosphere from Faces Void and just farm out with the Invoker. You typically don't see them getting involved too much. And it's not like you have a carry Naga off the team, so they're okay. The main concern is the Mirana Ags.
Concern up on the top lane. Misery ready to wrap around the rear. He's got illusions available, so no problem diving the tower, but Faith, he understands something is wrong, but he can't see. Now you'll see the illusions arrive. But they just want this top tower. Support's on the way in the form of Innocence, heading to the top lane. T1 tower, there's no fortification, so Faith actually just running himself in. They've still got disruption as well as, and while Snare's on cooldown for 2 more seconds. The TP, his space is void, Chrono is available. They're going to be careful in DC. The Chrono catching some, there's also a Resolution. The Zone Strike will help them. They take 1, they take 2, they move to Resolution. Time locking him up. The Crush still on cooldown, actually no matter. Resolution will steal the damage. This stops the Face's Void from finding the kill. Resolution, he's walking out of here. And he gets away under the cover of the Moonlight Shadow.
At least Misery got the tower there. Expertly baited by the Slaughter. He forced him to go on top of him and committed to that fight at
mid lane.
Boy TV'd in.
Misery. Oh, okay. Again, the Forge Bros are blocking the angle. Sorry, we were sitting right on top of Blink. Like he was itching to go for the kill, but just didn't have the support for a bottom lane. They go for the kill. Sunstrike move. Gonna dodge it. Only barely, but turns on the 3 points up and scores. He's at life to survive. Highest size dropping down. It was the Infernal Blade, which is still ticking him down to 38 HP. He'll make a break for the tree line and survive. As Moo Just reminding us all why the Doombringer is difficult to kill in that off-lane position.
That was a really nice positioning by him, though. He expected a Sunstrike and actually ran towards the Radiant side, expecting it to go into his walking path. And it actually shouldn't be. You shouldn't be able to dodge it at this point in the game if you place it just right on top of him. But, you know, it's normal to lead it a little bit. Link really needed that Sunstrike kill. His Midas is going to come out a little bit slowly. He's doing very well in terms of CS from Wii. The tables have turned since last game.
We're going to try and create some space up on top. There's no level 6 for Ice Ice. Faith does have the crush. They start with Fire Strike Disruption. Suxer right on top of it. They still need to get that crush with a sprint forward. They can move over the Shadow Demon. We don't defend the Disruption. It's an easy setup for the Sunstrike, but the damage still not there. The Fire Strike! Ice Ice gets 3, catching Weehaw mid-lead. Suxer so low, but he doesn't die. Ice Ice wants to be denied the creep. May not happen. Hiding inside the sandstorm. The arrow from Weehaw pulls him out. But where is the mana? Ice Ice doesn't have it. The last attack from Wii will do the job.
Wow, that's static link. If he was just one hit away, but he had no damage, all of it was sucked away by that level 2 static link, and they were just unable to chain their stuns, get a clean kill with the Sunstrike. That's what they're aiming for at this stage in the game. And falling a little bit behind in terms of XP as they search for kills around the map. And this is before Misery hits level 6.
Crazy thing to think when you don't have that Naga song to get you out safely. That level 6 you're talking about. But things can start to slow down a little too. DC holding the biggest gold advantage we've had in the game so far, but it's not even 1,000. Shows you how close this is. Innocence currently being chased down by Misery. Fate's going to rotate over. They start with a Fortune's End. This will hold in position. Sunstrike, crush, and there she goes. Very simple combo for Wings to execute.
Gotta respect the Sunstrike. And now Moo probably calling for someone over. He is level 6, ready to kill this Faceless Void. Looks like he will be going Lincolns. See the start of the Perseverance. Perhaps Vanguard too, but I think with the only shield, it's pretty clear that he's going for Lincolns this game.
He can make Black weep by buying a Battle Fury on him. They make a lot of other people weep. There's that hand of Midas timing, so 10-16 is how long it took the Blink to finish it. But this will now give him really good progression. He's already the top net worth on the field.
Yeah, pretty decently far ahead of Murano. See a smoke gank Moo.
Yeah, they have Doom up and available. The one thing they may reach is the Courier. It's too far away. Instead, they're rotating over. They're searching for Invoker. They don't have to really search that far. He's still attacking the creep wave.
That's a really hard gank to hit. Maybe if we had a better rune, but they're going to have to do it the hard way.
Blink is up far enough. You just Scorched Earth, tank up the tower. You can start with Disruption and catch it. Blink may be far enough away. With a Starfall, there's still 4 Spirits available. With Disruption, Moo didn't find the target. The bar is from the right side. And the epicenter! He has to back up. He cancelled before he got doomed. And that is not the way to go. Resolution brings in the deeps, actually stealing the deeps away from the Slaughter. That Ice Epi was almost done. But Moo's timing right in the money. The SD is down. Ice coming back in for more. 3 stick charges. Not enough for that Burrow Strike just yet.
He's going to go in. Naga's not 6.
There it is. They look for a Burrow Strike up. Goes towards Wii. He gets in front of Blade. Ice actually getting nuked. Moo let out the Hadouken from inside of his chest. Invoker will get away. Resolution Plasma Field in 3 seconds. Does he know? Does he know to go down? The Plasma Field. Here she comes. Too far away. The heal is there from Innocence. We will look for the arrow as well. Blink! He's stunned, but invisible. So he will be okay. But an interesting time for DC to start that fight up before Fortune's End is available. Before that saving grace is up.
Yeah, they did not have a Faceless Void available for that fight. And that Shockwave coming out from Doom really caught Wings off guard combined with the Starstorm.
So it brings the damage in. While Shadow not really involved, still got Chronosphere up. Ice.
Bottom tower has been
they don't. They have that one Observer Ward, which is now down freshly inside the Radiant jungle, which scouted out the movement of the SK. But DC's backing up a very long way.
They need to get 6 on Naga first. They're taking it up on this troll camp really quickly, and now they can deal with the Chronosphere. Even it's pretty good to interrupt the Sanctum ultimate too.
Weehaw? Not certain exactly what his plan is here. Looking towards Faith, he hits the Starfall to begin, but no follow-up with Leap Arrow. Has to be careful going against the Slaughter, having leaped down.
Looks like Dire had used scan. I'm actually surprised they used scan there. They have pretty good wards inside the Radiant side, and Faces Void was already showing on the bottom lane. But perhaps looking to protect their precious Mirana while she still tries to farm up that Axe. Now that she's level 6, smoke coming out.
Here comes DC. Doom is off cooldown in 8 seconds time. Faceless Void already time walking back towards the tier 1 tower. No mistakes to be made here by Shadow.
You just have to make sure they don't like drop behind and place them as a reward. That's the easiest way to lose your T1 tower, as a smoke gank from behind.
Well, the Naga illusions can look for them. Don't need the Observer Ward when you got the illusions up. And Shadow's out. Wings is heavily grouped up in the mid, both Ice as well as Innocence together.
They still need more time. Faces Void's still really weak with just Purchase Advance in his inventory. Invoker hasn't had enough time for his Midas to kick in, and it looks like they will just sack that tower and look.
They're looking for Invoker. Top lane, there goes your Disruption now. Capture as well. Resolution starts up with the ultimate with Purge 2 Blink. He's just trying to kill off Thunder before he dies. The Sunstrike will be off target. And now it's DC's turn to have an easy execution. It will come as a trade-off. The tier 1 tower in middle lane taking considerable damage.
Smart movement from DC. Wings expect their whole entire team to be down there for that.
Oh, they're coming in. Ice, he's got a haste turn. He looks to come from behind. Fire Strike into the epicenter. The Chrono Spear, it cancels the epicenter. It does catch out 2 DT players, however. But Ice now has to haste himself away. Fortune's End, out from Innocence, keeping that SK alive. He'll lose his own life in order to do such a thing. The Misery's right behind him too. Burrow Strike available. No TP scroll. So he goes down the hillside. Haste is off. Arrow wrong way. You went west when the arrow went east.
They will give up chase. Yeah, not really coordinating too well in the Sand King. Ooh, we almost catching on Ice.
I think he's still looking for another one. There's, like, as far as vision goes, he doesn't have an Observer Ward watching the movement. Have to be one hell of a guess from Weeha to hit it.
Faith barely close to his Blink Dagger, but not quite yet. We still asleep now for just a second.
Yeah, that'll give time for the crush. Innocence is on his way. Hasn't actually started up the Fortune's End. He's too far away from the Mirana for that.
And always have to be wary of that Sunstrike. But now we already see the early BOTs coming out from Razor. He is the most farmed hero in the game. Dragonlance, very good at spacing herself, so you don't have to get caught in the Chronosphere by the Faceless Void, or get jumped on by the Sand King, who's still a long way away from the Blink Dagger. I like his item choice.
They all are. Iron Talon's not paying off. This is how these guys break meta. Misery will have to fight, defend underneath the tier 1 tower. With Song of the Siren up, Wings have to be a little bit more cautious too.
Delaying Iron Talon?
Yeah, that's not a thing.
They expect you to go to the jungle, though.
That they do. Maybe that's it. It's the next level mind game. Ice, sweet. He's getting really close to that Aghanim set, but then Wing's gonna have a problem with the burst damage, which DC can provide.
At the same time, they'll hit their timing with maybe the first item up on Invoker and the Lincoln Spear on the Faceless Void. Right now, they don't have to worry too much about the Roshan. No sides of Vlad's move, usually the builder of it, but this game opting for the phase drums instead. He has converted his Satyr to an Alpha Wolf aura, however.
Double smokes. DC, they smoked and went through the bottom river, looking down to the bottom lane where Ice is currently farming up. Where's the double smoke coming out from Wings? They're going to see Weeha actually invis thanks to Sentry Ward. Very quick Chrono Spear. The nuke, the Sunstrike. Sucks a perfect place to cancel that one off. And the Song of the Siren. They may realize that Sentry Ward was down, hence they went on him. And the Song of the Siren will allow them to back out. So no Chrono, no Song, but they keep looking for the fight. Ice, the Invoker can die in the meantime. Shadow caught out by the Purge, as well as the Mirana a little bit further up. And with the instead to hold Shadow in position, he time walks away a little bit of the damage. He's a little bit long with the Fire Strike. Heavy set from Ice to the back line. He may find damage. He may have enough with the help. The lethal way. The Mirana, she's not out yet. The bash into damage from Slaughter. They'll find it. Blinking over the truck. A double kill for Face. You still have DC going in deep looking for the other kills, but Ice, the Fire Strike up, away from Resolution's only. Now the double crush. They don't want any more to do this, Wings. That Blink Dagger won't put back on cooldown thanks to Plaster Field. They trigger the drum charge, but Wings back underneath their own tier 2 towers. Ice, what are you waiting for here? Razor's coming over. He'll hit him once. The Plaster Field will be enough to get the kill. Oh, why is he hanging around? The Fire Strike was on cooldown as well, but he tried to save it. And Resolution
Radiant's middle
gets a
tower
freebie.
is under attack.
Yeah, just more and more kills going the way of Razor. He is becoming incredibly difficult to deal with, all these melee heroes trying to go on him, but he just stands his ground, not really under any threat as Blink constantly gets picked off in the side lanes.
And he's going for a more of an early fighting build too. That Sun's just flying on the courier to him at the moment. So it's not an early BKB he's looking for. It looks to be an SMY to go along with that Dragon Lance. Plus the maneuverability, the speed he gets from the BTs. Like, it's already moving at 442. It's only going to get faster.
Yeah, that combined with the threat of the Mirana, it's going to be very difficult to for Void to hit Chronos in these upcoming fights. And this is even before the Doom has come out onto him.
And Void's still trying to finish up. Like, he's not even thinking about a Blink Dagger at the moment. He's still trying to get that last bit of money in to finish up the Lincoln Sphere.
And I would like to see a 4-staff come out from one of Wings' heroes to deal with a static Link. They're getting a lot of damage from that.
They both need to get money. Oh, nice Sunstrike with the cold smash. Misery gets hit. The crush on the Weeha. Fortune then holds in position. The attack. He leaves his disjoint. Eyesight held back thanks to the purge from Zuxa, but it won't be enough to help him stay alive. Oracle purifying him with flames. And they'll take the tier 1 tower after the 2 kills.
And I like how they don't really... Like, normally when you're in this position to think, it's like, okay, I need a few more minutes for my Blink Dagger guys. Just let me stack up a camp or two. But no, they go the opposite route. They go for kills, they get the tower, they almost even get the Mirana with that. And not looking to lay off on the pressure here.
You don't farm creeps, you farm heroes. That's the way Wings want to approach this. They'll give him the top lane now.
They have to be careful to not get caught up by a Moonlight Shadow over here. They don't have any sentry wards in the area. No one's showing on the map, so they won't actually know if they Moonlight Shadow up. They're in position to do so.
And with a TP arriving from Zuxa, comes in as that SD. Already Misery waiting in the trees, and that's that Moonlight Shadow you're talking about. Moo will walk forward. Eyesight is the one to go on. But where is your damage output? Faith looking in. They just have to let him go down. He was so close to having his Blink Dagger, but it's stripped away by DC with the kill.
At 2189, and that's what you get. You don't pay for sentries thinking that you can get away with it, but they were missing off the map for a very, very long time. That should always be a warning sign that Moonlight's about to come out.
Surprised he was still then underneath the tower so far. With the Observer Ward up from Wings, they do have good vision. They realize both Zuxa as well as Misery are on the back line. Space looking for the perfect blink. Chronosphere, it hits on the SD. The Crush, no longer the Siren out. They already get the kill on the SD. Misery holding that ultimate while Resolution steals the damage. Face away with the Fortune. Then Resolution wants to keep fighting here. The Slaughter, there's a time lock. Song of the Siren, hold the fun, but wait for it. It will be released as the arrow flies in. Who's the connector? The Slaughter down instantly. First strike up into the epicenter. DC, the damage, the Vanderbilt out this moment. Eyesight, no Resolution. Kiting with the plasma field. Blink will finally arrive with the Deathling Blast, pushing DC back. Cold Snap moving a little bit too deep. Time lock as well. They bring down Moo. And he is forced back almost up to the tier 1 towers. The Sunstrike looking for a target. A little too early, however. Misery and Weeha were still trying to run away from the lane.
That was almost an excellent Chrono, but at least he caught the higher priority target. The Shadow Demon Sucks has been on point with
nice
Shadow.
Arrow, Weeha. You still have Blink here to deal with. The 4 spirits are up, but Shadow time walks up the damage, just barely.
Whew. That HP from the Lincolns coming to help him out right there.
It's funny they even trigger the Lincolns for him.
Still, the Razors have been such a huge problem. Sinking almost has his Blink Dagger, still 400 gold away as he perishes another time.
I'll let the guy hit the mid lane, then he can catch up.
Yep.
Mid lane as well as the mid camps.
But they have Vlad now on Doom, so now they can look towards Roshan Pit maybe as the next Song of the Siren cools down. But he's only level 8 on the Naga Siren. They have to wait a whole 3 minutes in between songs.
Is this going to be like game number 1-2, where they play around Song, play around Faces for Chrono? Obviously that cooldown, as you said, like there's a big difference between the two.
There's more teamfight ultimates this game, so they don't have to rely on just one big one for either team. The Moonlight Shadow can be used to initiate a fight like we saw on top. The Doom can go for solo picks with his very long cooldown ultimate, and on the other side we have Wings with a Epicenter, which they can easily combo with Slardar to get some easy kills.
Wing's going to finally make use of this timing with a Blink Dagger on ISIS. They smoke up. They are headed towards the pit. The question is, do they go? Nope, they arc up a little bit further north.
They were hoping that DC would take it without Song, because then that's a perfect opportunity for jump them and get a really good lead on this game. But DC are not that careless. Radiant has used scan. They expect the smoke, not in the right direction, but they still kind of know what's up.
Well, they want to go in. Yep, they're going to slip inside the pit for the TPs. They're arriving. DC. The scan was on bottom lane looking for the Naga Star. Look how close they are to Plasma Field from Resolution. Hits on Innocence, actually dropping him by half of his life. So they already start the heal. They get out of Roshan.
And with the Naga Siren illusions going to the pit in the Song coming off cooldown soon, there's no way that they can do this Roche. I don't even think if they like headed straight there and didn't go to the Ancients, I still don't think it would have been enough time. Not enough physical damage yet. Basically with the defensive build and Invoker with just not many items at this point.
And this game is still so close throughout this entire, like, we've gone through 23.5 minutes at the moment, and no one's held advantage over 1,000 really in this entire game, both gold and net worth, just showing you how close these teams are.
All about the team fight. Can they combo Song with a static link before into like an arrow into a Doom, or is Wings going to get the jump on them with a finally blink on the Tank King into an epicenter?
Yeah, that epicenter always seems to come in just a little bit too late. You'd think it's going to have a big burst, but it doesn't. It is a level 2 epi. So this is a difference which will be there for the Wings team fight.
It depends on how they start off the fight. Like he has a couple of ways of doing it. One combo with the Chrono, but you expect the Naga Siren to come out if you don't get the Naga Siren. If the Naga Siren's in there, then yeah, you channel the Epi. But if it doesn't come out, maybe you wait until after the Chronosphere, wait until they're about to jump after the Song, and then go in. So I don't know how ISIS is going to play. He's been in the fight a lot early, but that's because he doesn't have his Blink Dagger.
Well, with it now, he does blink straight over the top of the Dire Observer ward, so DC realized that Wings are doing an incursion towards the top lane.
Oh, there's the Ags on Invoker. I saw his item just a few minutes ago. Like, he's on top of net worth, but he didn't look like he had that many items. But yeah, with a completed Ags, they have the damage.
He only bought it a minute ago, so...
Dire's
Well,
top tower
bottom lane,
is under attack.
DC coming with a smoke on
Dire's
top.
structures are
can they find their target? Wings are already bailing out. They bring both Innocence and Faith Beyond down the bottom lane looking for resolution. The Observer Ward is giving them the information they want. As Digital Chaos, they see Ice into their own Ops Ward. That's a long way to go. They don't have that easy jump in like you get from an SK. The SD and Naga have to close the distance the old-fashioned way.
Wonder what they're going to get on the Doombringer, because they ideally want him to initiate the fight. Like, starting with the Song is very risky, because then you leave yourself exposed to the Chronosphere. And Razor, like, he's strong, but once he gets BKB, maybe he can run in. So Razor and or Doom is going to be your main initiator, unless you get a straight arrow. So a lot of different ways, but maybe going something on the Doom like Blink or Shadowblade can open up a lot more options for Wings. Maybe not able to gank the Faces Void, but everyone else can be an option. You want to be able to deal with the Invoker as he's split pushing.
There's a 4-star you're asking for. It's over on the Slaughter. So we've got both Blink and 4-star, a highly maneuverable team from Wings, while the Blink deck, I guess, is completed on Weeha. So that Blink into double Starfall and then leap away to safety. It'll be problematic for Wings if they get hit by that before the fight begins. And Wings actually buying up a new item of their own. They instantly TP'd the mid lane, so once again, after the fresh Blink Dagger on Wings, this time it's on Shadow, they smoke up and they look for an opening on DC. The Observer Ward tells them everything they need to know. Burrow strike down, Suxa gets popped by the Invoker Sunstrike, and then the Blink double cross! The corner! They'll catch out to Misery! The song comes out! The beautiful tones! At least beautiful for DC. The arrow will hit perfectly on Shadow, but Ice, they're trying to keep up. Where's that 4-star forward? They don't have it. They look down into the train line. They find Misery. Can't get out.
What a perfect time for a smoke, and I think if you trade Song for Chrono, it's actually pretty good for Wings, because now they can do Roche without fear of reprisal from the DC side. You can't really go in there with Razor and a Doom. Maybe if Piranha hits an arrow, but that's a big maybe, and Roshan is dropping fast.
They let it go. Musei's up on top lane, farming up. We will push out the mid, so at least Wings, they can't just rotate down to bottom lane and take out the tier 2 tower. They must come back and defend their top and mid lane.
Oh god, look at Blink's items now. He is so far.
Regeneration.
It's the Shadowblade pickup from Rude. That was his item of choice.
Yeah, this is the best way to deal with Invoker. But now that he has an Aegis, it's like, you might have a lot of wasted time with your Shadowblade. You can't gank the Faces Void with that.
just kite him out, like let the Invoker sit in the back lines while you kill off everybody else, if that's possible.
Yeah, I think that's how it's gonna go. Ideally, you maybe even kill the Slaughter at the start, but then again, you have the Oracle, able to just save anyone who gets doomed. It's difficult for them. I think Mirana had to be in there to do a lot of damage and pressure the Oracle to use his cooldowns very early on into the fight. A lot of this rests on Wii.
Well, this man is used to pressure. He's had a terrific tournament so far.
They need more tomes on the Naga Siren too. Like, she is really far behind on level. She's doing well on items, but you really need level 2 Song. Like, they're forced to play so defensively because of this. And the windows for Wings to engage is just really huge. Now, Naga Siren Ultimate is like way longer cooldown for Faceless Void. Faceless Void can find a fight perhaps in the next minute where DC can't respond.
Say hello to a fresh BKB over on Resolution. Avoid the Chrono, or maybe he can be a big influence in the fights.
He still has to be a little bit careful. Amplify damage with Force Spears beating on him and Sunstrike all can take him down during beating.
I don't think careful is really in his vocabulary. He's running straight down into the lane. He'll actually Plaza Field, revealing the Slaughter. They're TPing out. The crush will happen. Slaughter has a TP scroll of his own. They have no stun on Resolution, but that was one man. DC were a mile behind him.
That's also a BKB reveal, however. Normally you want to fade it out. It's like, okay, Sand King's going to go in with a Burrow Epicenter, and then you turn around with the BKB. That's the ideal fight for them. But now that it's
Wings, face coming up, they don't realize that Shadow Blade's on the Doom, but now, okay, yeah, they do. They caught a glimpse of him as he backed up. Wings also scanned a little bit further up. They're trying to see if DC was going to move through the river entrance.
But they already have a gem on Slardar. Yeah, I mean, they're not worried.
At Innocence cost, Moonlight Shadow forward. As he said though, with that gem, this may be a big trap in the tree lines. ISIS is close. Do they get a glimpse? The Slaughter's not far enough forward. Now they see Resolution. He reveals the fact that Moonlight Shadow was used.
The mid lane just makes this too obvious. Look at mid lane, look at top lane. Creeps are just beating on the tower. This is just a clear sign that DC are away and up to something funky.
Their Wings, they remain patient. They don't find any pickoffs as DC bailed out, but DC were also very, very, very deep as far as Wings look into their jungle.
And Mirana's falling pretty far behind in net worth, at least relative to the Invoker. The Midas, the Aegis, all these have added up to him being a huge leader in terms of net worth. I'd be much more scared of a farmed Invoker than a farmed Razor, because Razor can only do so much. He also had to commit to a BKB, which isn't that much damage.
Yeah, how does Resolution in fact build from here? Do you try and go for this, like do you continue for a very heavy mid-game build?
I like the Shiva's build. Gives you a lot of armor versus Amplify, and you need that AoE presence in a team fight so you can run in there. Your biggest fear as like a BKB hero is running there and your whole team dies around you because you can't pressure them enough, you can't do enough damage, you can't soak up enough spells, and I think the Shiva's is kind of the perfect medium for that. You're also self-sufficient with the static link. You can link heroes without relying on a disruption or a demonic purge or an ensnare, and also just limits a lot of damage output, especially from summons like Invoker. Faceless Void, who doesn't have that much attack speed, although as I say that, he has a Hyper Stone.
Oh, you have the plate mail up, so it's fine. Where do they go? Down the bottom lane? Everyone's grouping up again, but in the trees, Ice stays there with an Observe Ward in the lane. He can make really good decisions.
Yeah, he can.
As far as not dying.
They can set up for an Epi Blink into Sunstrike, but it has to be on a weaker hero. Nagasaran actually has a gem. They will scout it out. They might kill him right now.
Oh, well, there goes your obs. I
thought he was going to go on him right there. That would have been the perfect kill for them.
See him in the trees.
Yeah, Ice no longer has any vision. He has to get out of there.
Link's almost finished up his Lincoln Sphere. He's got almost all of it sitting inside of his stash. Actually, no, he's finished it. It's sitting on the curry.
It's the best build to deal with Doombringer. And Doombringer, you'll usually see them go for the Sage creep, or sorry, the Purge creep, to deal with the Lincoln Sphere, but at the same time,
oh, be really careful. That gem is there from Faith. They understand the Doombringer's in the neighborhood. As the Observe Ward on the hillside gave Wings the good vision.
They're still pushing the sides though, and Aegis will expire. DC have to be happy about that one. But they're still looking to press the side of the map. Will they be able to take down their Observer Ward, but before they have to defend the lanes? I don't know. This Observer Ward still sees them.
Yep, and here they come. Blink up, Slaughter, double front, Amplify up with a double fire front from Eyesight. The Song of the Siren. It cancels the epicenter. Move, misery, we. It is bail, bail, bail. The TP away to safety.
What a save coming out from them. Sinking, yeah, the epicenter. He has to initiate. That's a problem right now. The Slaughter has to. He went in first, and they weren't really well coordinating that. They wanted to coordinate their stuns, but I have to applaud Misery with his positioning too. As a Naga Siren, especially a support one, you never want to get caught out. And with all these blink initiations and the 4 stabs and all these Yules and whatnot, it's extremely difficult to keep a low death count. This game he's already had 4, but not too troublesome. But now they have Chronosphere. They want to take a fight with Chronosphere. There is no Song of the Slayer. Shadow Demon now has to be the one to stay outside of the fight. Arrow almost connects on Shadow.
Oh, that Burrow Strike forward, Ice Ice. We are actually committing the double Starfall to try and hit the SK. Not possible, and Wings just make the right decision. They're going for all the remaining outer towers. They take the mid, now they rotate top. They still have the advantage for another 115 seconds. That's until Song is back off cooldown.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
DC, they're trying not to get out farmed at this point, especially with the Invoker getting out of control. But Wings are only 2,000 gold ahead, although that will spike up after these towers. And with the next Roshan, has to be very troublesome. Naga's still not 11.
Ice Ice cops a 5-second arrow, but he's got almost every member of Wings around him. But there is no follow-up to this.
And as of right now, there's only one Observer Ward left on the map with the Battle of the Gems. DC only have eyes in the Radiant jungle as both teams circle around Roche.
Invisibility.
Wings are starting to stretch ahead as far as the Golden Experience goes. We're either over or at 4,000 in both the Golden Experience. So Wings slowly, bit by bit, they're getting a small advantage in this game. Even if their team fight and the way the heroes be moving, it kind of feel like they got a huge advantage.
They have better split push threat. Despite the Razor having the early BOTs, the Invoker is just much better at pushing out the lanes because he can solo kill anyone who's out alone. Whereas the Razor, you can force them to run away, but you can't actually kill them. So DC are having their lanes shoved in at the moment. Not what you want as you eye the Roshan.
So does Wings keep farming up until they're like in an immortal position against DC? Or do they need to focus on finding kills outside the base? Because I'm thinking like, how does Wings take the first lane of ranks? How do they work towards this objective?
It's a long process. Firstly, they have to push out the lane so that DC split up. Ideally, you want to get the gem first. Once you limit the gem, then you can get Observer Wards, and then you can take Chronospheres when the Naga Siren's not there. You can get Epi Blinks when the Naga isn't there. You can get Slaughter to crush them with a Sunstrike when the Naga's not there. But it all depends on them having vision of DC, and DC, they do not want to split up as 5 and give Wings that opportunity. Once you do those, you can take down Roche and slowly make the siege. But you know, Dota's not a book, Dota's not a script. You can't just follow things like that, and you got to keep the Observer Wards up. So we see one Observer Ward up placed really.
It's such a smart ward too.
Yeah, I barely see that.
It's in the trees at the very eastern part of the Dire jungle, and because Misery is sending illusions everywhere, because he got the gem on him, so they get True Sight out from all the illusions, they've never found this Observer Ward. So Wings, they can see where DC are moving.
Yeah, those are the wards that win you games, especially in the gem on gem ward. It's extremely difficult to keep them up, and I think that's what he's going to stay up for a very long time. Roshan looks like it's going to be a 2.5-minute respawn.
Now the AC is done in time for it. So not too far up before DC can move down. So they have some nice auras to work with here, DC. At the same time, Ice Ice is trying to finish up his Aghanim Scepter. He's rapidly approaching it. This is his primary choice of item after getting the Blink and the Yule Scepter.
Fire, as you scan, Ice Ice looks like he may run into it.
No! Oh, he TPs. He's going top lane. He wants the money, remember? Like, if he's going to reach this Aghanim Scepter, he needs to get this top lane farm. It's 100 gold away now.
The TP out super risky there. What if Roche were up for right after that Sunstrike? Then they could easily take it. If Wings try and go in there, then Naga Siren sleeps. I don't know if they know that Ice Ice TP'd up there, but it's very likely considering he doesn't have a TP in his inventory. Well, with this smoke up, going to expire. Maybe Wings can scout out with the ooh. Well, they don't need 4 spears when you have a scan. It will land red.
Perfectly done.
I think they're in vision.
Well, that's the beauty of having the Observe Ward over on the edge of the Dire jungle. They understand that DC are not in their jungle at the moment. And this allows Wings to use Shadow as bait. Ice Ice with a fresh axe, hoping to put it to use.
And a fresh Octarine on the Invoker. But that means very few buybacks on the side of Wings. They're throwing all their network on this impending Roche fight.
And DC are just hoping for an opening, but while this cope's on, and while they group up, They didn't achieve anything. Wings was getting the farm they wanted.
Wings going to show in mid. He could get jumped out right here if they're not careful.
Well, they headed down for Roshan instead. The Naga illusions are on their way. It's smoke-covered Wings moving up to the Ancients. Weeha comes in the middle of a fire strike up. They find Resolution cross as well. Can they kill off Weeha? No, the leap out. He'll get the start for Oracle. Purifies it with the flames once again. And it's Resolution bashed up. The fight was into two different parts. Eyesight around the backline to the Chronosphere. Sunstrike's coming in. The damage isn't enough. Disruption. Suxia tries to keep his core alive as Resolution runs away. But now with the time dilation, Tornado, we caught him! Thanks to the club from Faith Beyond. Resolution worked out the ball. The time from the back from Shatter. Who finds the secondary one in the Naga. Suxia, he needs to get out. The damage is not enough. Sunstrike, no! He was drawn to the light, but you do not walk towards the light.
Oh man, the crowd goes wild as Wings take down 4. That was, man, I really like their positioning. They didn't go for the Piranha in mid because that was the only hero showing you. Expect them to go up there, but they go in, they find the back line, and the sleep comes out, but Razor and the rest of his brethren fall. Mood, the sole survivor, as Wings close in on this T3.
Now I can't wait for Weatherman Persh to tear that one apart. You thought DC had the high ground, but unlike episode 3, it is Wings who take the advantage, and they will take the melee racks away from DC. Invoker, no disable, he'll get out safely.
The Slardar has been playing really well. Like, this entire game, he's just been finding these multiple men crushes. That was despite like a really terrible laning phase by them.
Well, Sunstrike, it's all about Wings hitting the damage, and before DC can respond, they don't have Song of the Siren. Misery's moving over. That's on cooldown for another half a minute. And they actually find Move into the epicenter. He'll die the bottom lane. The mech is not enough. The arrow will connect on Shadow. Weeha, he jumps in. He needs double damage right now, but it's not there. Shadow time walks all off, and he's actually in the perfect position with the fire strike from my side. They catch out Weeha. Sentry's dying underneath the tower, so they can't keep the vision up. Moonlight Shadow helping him to escape, but Zuxta will not be so lucky. The arrow will connect again to DC. They lose 3 heroes trying to contest Wings on Roshan.
DC are imploding at this point, and Wings just played so carefully around that Roshan respawn. The way that the timing of their smoke, the items coming out at the perfect time in DC, they were just not prepared. They needed to be grouped up as 5 behind their cores, but they were just far too spread out, unexpecting Wings from to come around from behind.
Oh, the Blade Chrono! Resolution pop, amplifying the Sunstrike. They need more damage. The Fire Strike can do it. Combining with a Crush. There's no Resolution. Moon will go down too. This will be it for DC. They've lost so much. They want to keep fighting. Misery. He'll go down as well. GG. They thought Wings will do it.
They thought they had the Faceless Void counter with the first big Naga Siren to put this insane amount of stuns from coming out from Wings. Their excellent team play. The farm on Blink. Oh my god, did it come together at the perfect moment.
Well, at least we get one of the dreams. There's a guaranteed 4 games here in the grand final. But Digital Chaos, there was a lot of